Hello and welcome to this day in history for February 17th. February 17th is the 48th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 317 days remaining to the end of the year, except for leap years when there are 318 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is mycology. Mycology is a noun meaning the study of fungi, plural of fungus, mushrooms and mold and such. This comes from Greek word parts, myco, which means mushroom or fungus, and logi, which means study. Earliest documented use of the word mycology is 1836. Let me take a moment to remind you that links to my research are included in the show notes, and to encourage you to click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure and stay to the end for the outtakes. Also remember that you can share this video with others through email or social media. And with that, we're going to start in 1753, when in Sweden, February 17th was followed by March 1st, as the country moved from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar in 1753. Thomas Jefferson was elected third president of the United States on February 17, 1801. The Missouri Compromise was passed on February 17, 1820. It's a bit complicated, but basically it was an attempt to keep the sides even in terms of states for or against slavery. This is the birthday of Aaron Montgomery Ward, founder of the Montgomery Ward Company. They started out as a catalog company and then had a bunch of retail stores for many years, and then the stores began to close one by one, but they're still alive. They have an online store. His birthday was February 17, 1843. The first ship passed through the Suez Canal on February 17, 1867. Giacomo Puccini's opera Madame Butterfly premiered in Milan, Italy on February 17, 1904. On February 17, 1906, Union leaders were put on trial for the assassination of the former governor of Idaho. That's not really the best way to get your point across. On February 17, 1913, the Armory Show opened in New York City, displaying works of art of artists who would become some of the most influential painters of the early 20th century. Voice of America radio program was designed to explain America's policies to bolster the morale of its allies on the other side of the planet. Voice of America started broadcasting in Russia on February 17, 1947. This is the birthday of American comedian and voice actor known as Larry the Cable Guy. He was born on February 17, 1963. It's also the birthday of basketball great Michael Jordan, born on February 17, 1963. On February 17, 1972, the Volkswagen Beetle passed the Ford's Model T as the world's best-selling car when cumulative sales of the Beetle exceeded those of the Model T. China invaded Vietnam on February 17, 1979, and we've talked about the chess match between the world chess champion Garry Kasparov and the IBM Deep Blue computer the other day. Well, it is that on this day, February 17, 1996, Garry Kasparov defeated Deep Blue. And that's all I have for you today. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Be sure and stay for the outtakes. And feel free to share this video if you found it interesting or entertaining. While you're here, check out my other channel, 8 Susquehanna. There's a link in the show notes to that as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. I would like to take a moment to encourage you to like that share button. Okay. Okay, come on now. So many mistakes. Oh, come on now. We're not going to go into all that. Okay. There goes the puppy. There's a good girl. Good girl. This is what happens when we go off script. I don't know how all that's going to go together, or if it's even going to make it to the video. We'll just see. That's not going to go. Probably cut all that out. That'll all be laying on the cutting room floor. So I'll just do that whole thing over. That might not make it into the video. We'll see. Changing it up.